Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Hey, hi there, my name is Ben from Ukulele Road Trips, and this is a tutorial walkthrough through the tabs, ukulele tabs for Blackbird, the beautiful Beatles song in G, fortunately for us ukulele players. Yes, very lucky. Otherwise it would be very tricky. I mean, it's a bit tricky already. What I'm going to do first of all is just play through the whole of the tabs, and then we'll have a walkthrough and I'll show you how to best play it. Okay, so without the singing, this is the intro. 3, 4. Actually, I'll count all 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. Back to A. B. Back to B. Okay, so that's what the whole ukulele tab almost sounds like. Paul McCartney from the Beatles, who wrote this song, he doesn't always play it the same way. In the live versions and in the album version, he changes a few things around sometimes, so that's fine if you do that too, but at least you've got the basis of the tab with all the right parts written down. Just the thing about the tab, if you're not familiar with these symbols, this means that you should repeat that section. So what's in between those two symbols, you should repeat it. And when it says 1, it's what you play at the end of that section the first time. And when it says 2 above the notes, that's what you should play the second time you play that section. Okay, so let's have a look at how we're gonna pluck this song to start with. Paul McCartney actually has a mixture of plucking and strumming in the original, but he's also not playing this instrument. He's playing the guitar, which is a bit different. By the way, if you're wondering, yes, my ukulele is in a funny shape, but I sat on it in a van in Iceland on the going north ukulele road trip, so that happened. Anyway, back to the tabs, and we are plucking it, not pluck strumming like Paul. We are playing it like this. As you can hear, what's quite important in this song is to not have something that's too dry or bland, and to do this we can actually arpeggio some of the chords. When we play all 4 strings at the same time, we don't play like this, 4 strings, we actually play in slow-mo like this. Arpeggio, meaning thumb 2, 3, 4. And very fast, it sounds like this. And it enables to give a bit more width to what we're doing. So here as well, instead of playing we're playing arpeggio and arpeggio, arpeggio. You see, I'm actually playing instead of. That's just one little detail to get the feeling a bit different. Something else is also the fact that you can not play too dry. That's very dry, but if you slide a bit between the notes, if you leave your fingers on the notes, then that enables you to have some sort of liaison between all the notes. It's a bit like cooking, you know, when the sauce has to be well, the texture of the, sorry, little cooking point, but the texture of the sauce has to be even, and it's called a liaison, so linked, everything is linked. And you can do a bit the same thing with the Blackbird song, not the Blackbird sauce, that's, I'm not sure that's edible. So you see there's a, I'm not playing, I'm leaving my fingers deep inside the fretboard to give this sense of linking. Another thing, we're still on the two first bars, by the way. Is this pattern, which comes back a lot. Now, as you can hear, what's happening is there's the G string, which is being played all the time. 2 per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on top of that, 3, 4. And this is something that comes all through the tabs, which is why I'm talking about it now. Even when you're here, you still have the tom, 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 tom of the G on the thumb. And it's almost like that all the time. There's some exceptions, of course, like here in the B part. So that's the intro, sort of, and then you start singing Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And here, it's a lovely little bit of harmony, because what is actually important here is this note. Dee da dee da dee. Can you hear it when I play this? Dee da. Oh, sorry. Dee da dee da dee. Dee da dee. And then we arrive here, and there's a descending, a chromatic scale. Dee 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 dee. What's happening here is that you've got this note, dee da dee da dee da, and that's why this song sounds so nice and natural, because there's lots happening, but nothing is forced. Everything sort of glides towards the right direction seamlessly. So just these two things, quite important. If you're playing on a soprano, by the way, it can be quite tricky for you to actually play the high notes over here, but with a bit of practice it'll sound fine. You just have to put your fingers nicely in the middle of the frets and don't stop other strings from ringing. Okay, off we skip to the B part, B like Blackbird, and it's much easier as it starts off because it's played with thirds, just like this, very simply, and then back to this strumming pattern. Now the same thirds, but with the open G also, and then also this chromatic going downwards here, and then this chord, which is a sort of a G4 add 4. Now this particular D add 4, it might need a bit of practice because we come down from here and then add the fourth finger on the G, which is no longer open but on the 7th fret, and then back to the G. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of the dark, dark night. What's quite interesting with this sentence, I'm just singing this to show you, into the dark of the dark black night. The sentence that's being sung actually finishes when this part is already starting again. Blackbird fly into the dark of of the dark black night. So that takes a little bit of practice, definitely. I mean, as does the whole thing, really. But before you embark on the whole tab, I'd suggest really first working on the specific strumming pattern here. With the thumb always playing the open G string. Why? Because actually you find that all through the song. And once you've got that locked down, then everything will be a bit easier. Hey, well that's about it for this walkthrough. Thanks a lot for watching this tutorial. And feel free to write in the comments if you're struggling with any specific part of these tabs, which you can get via my Patreon, by the way, of course. And also, of course, a very big thank you to all of the patrons supporting these tutorials and these videos. They wouldn't be here without them, especially since the patrons, you guys, suggested this one. So, hope you enjoy it. Bye!